Hey folks, just wanted to share something with you today. My 11-year-old daughter this summer expressed interest in having her own bug out bag. We put together the beginnings of one, and I think we've got a good start. I know it's incomplete, there's still a lot of stuff we need, but I wanted to share it with you for a number of different purposes. I don't believe in this big, I don't know, forcing her interest on the whole thing. She came to me, so we got started. I also understand that she might become interested in different things and leave this by the wayside. That's okay too, but it's the experience and the knowledge that counts, because with picking and choosing all these items to go in there and realizing what's not in there, she's gained a lot of knowledge, and that knowledge goes with her anywhere she goes in the future. It's something that we're going to build on. One important lesson that I put into this also was that you don't have to do everything top dollar. Nothing on this table is top dollar. We did this at the hospice store, the Salvation Army store, the dollar store, and that's how we filled this bug out bag. So today I'm going to go through the bug out bag quickly. It'll only take a few minutes, and share with you just some of the things that we put together for her bug out bag, and some of the real bargains we got. I've got some really good stuff. Okay, there are three big scores on this table, three things that I really got at rock bottom price, and I'll share those with you from the beginning. The first one is this backpack. This is a real adult internal frame sturdy backpack that I could use as my bug out bag. It's got the hip belt and everything. Really good, brand new. I got it at the hospice store for $5. Another one that was a big winner is this Duracell wind-up flashlight with LED, and we got that for about $3 at the Scratch and Dent store. And the big winner overall is this Eddie Bauer Essential Survival Kit, new and unopened, bought at the Goodwill store for $3.24. I looked it up. I think it retails for $20 or something, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'll go through that. Let me give you a brief overview of what we've got here and the purpose for each. I've got a couple of water bottles to get her started. Water is heavy. She knows she's got to purify the water to drink it, and so these bottles will come more in handy than the water that's in them. She knows a little bit about solar disinfection of water, and brings us to the next item, a pot. This is just a small pot that we got, so she has the ability to cook and boil water. Next here, we've got this women's scarf. The women's scarf cost me, I think, about $1, and it is a black and white pattern, good for blending in, so it can be used for camouflage. It's very big. It can be used for camouflage. It can be used to keep her warm in the winter as a scarf, and it can also be used as mosquito net when she's sleeping. So that was a really good deal there. Food, we've limited it. Remember, she's 11, she can't carry much. She's got 4 of these ramen noodles in there. Yuck, we don't eat those in real life because they're just junk, but hey, it is what it is. And a packet of good old standby instant mashed potatoes, a can of tuna, and a can of mixed nuts. We had tons of other stuff, and she could barely pick up the backpack, so we winnowed out a lot of stuff. I also got, instead of getting a fancy schmancy knife, fork, and spoon set for campers or whatever, got these at the one of those Goodwill stores or whatever for about a nickel a piece, a fork and a spoon. In here is not actually spice. What I've got is, again, for about a nickel or something,
candle, and so she's got that for warmth and for light. There are tons of these water bottles in the Goodwill stores, the hospice stores, whatever. Come in very handy. So I got her this one. There are tons of them, and they're really cheap. She also chose some of these small packs of Country Time lemonade mix for energy drinks. We've got her some cordage back there, just some inexpensive, cheap nylon cord. You can tell Daddy was in the infantry because there's, what, 2, 4, 6 pairs of socks for, you know, a pittance. They didn't cost much at all. These gear ties, gear little carabiner type thing, and mesh bag were all swag from the outdoor show that my buddy Paul brought us to. So those are quite handy for the bug out bag. Then I came across this belt. I think this is also about $1, and it's just a heavy canvas material. It's supposed to look oh so stylish, but what it is basically just a simple belt like that. It's in a woman's size, so it fits her for a trouser belt, or she can use it to actually make a shoulder sling and sling equipment over her shoulder with it. I found this really sturdy, heavy-duty, large-size women's denim shirt for $1, and this is a sturdy overshirt that'll come in handy, keep you warm, last a long time, etc. These packs of Kleenex, again, I got them at a bargain price, and they are essentially toilet paper. Can't have too much of that. And going into first aid, we've got a pencil box to keep equipment in to include first aid. We've got some rolled gauze from the dollar store. We've got an elastic bandage from the dollar store. Antibiotic ointment from the dollar store. Some medical tape from the dollar store. Cheapy basic first aid kit, again from the dollar store. Some hand sanitizer from the dollar store. And next we've got a small size Bic lighter for fire starting. This comes in handy. These are baby wipes. Baby wipes are great. Good stuff to have. Just got to remember to keep them, not let them get smashed, because if they're exposed to air they dry out really, really quick. You actually want to inspect these if you got them in your bug out bag at least a couple of times a year and make sure they have not gotten smashed and dried up. Okay. Also, she's got a multi-tool. This was some freebie that I got somewhere along the lines. The first time I ever looked at this, I looked at it the wrong way. I looked at it like, this isn't an axe. I can't cut anything like this. But if you think about it, if you put it onto a piece of wood and use another log to impact here, it's good for splitting log in that way. It's also got a wrench here that you can use for turning on water mains, etc. It's got all the essentials. I can't really do this one-handed, but it's got a knife blade. It's got screwdrivers. It's got files. It's got all that good stuff in there. So it's a good, very basic multi-tool for her to get started with. Okay, the Eddie Bauer Essential Survival Kit, which is essentially a water bottle with a carabiner on it. And it actually feels like it says not for climbing, but it's a fairly sturdy feeling carabiner. What's inside? Okay, just some basics inside the Eddie Bauer container. I've got a teeny tiny basic first aid kit that sort of looks like a backpack in there with some sting relief, antiseptic towelette, bandages, etc. Just what you'd expect in a real basic. Best items, we've got a space blanket, really handy to have, an emergency poncho, really handy to have, a cheapy flashlight with batteries, tiny Swiss Army look-alike knife, some waterproof safety matches,
and probably best of all, this combination whistle, match holder, compass. It's got your little whistle, it's got a lanyard to put it around your neck or to use for other purposes. Inside you can put your matches, and on top it's got a base model compass. So really handy to have. So this was a good project overall. I enjoyed doing it. I look forward to next summer when we're going to add on to it, and along with her skill level and knowledge level, we're going to be able to add as we go. We're going to eventually be able to move from BB gun to .22, etc. So it's an interesting exercise. Most importantly, I think it's been said that knowledge doesn't weigh anything. So I think that's the most important, is what she can take away from this. What kind of knowledge about caring for herself in the outdoors she's gaining from doing things like this. Thanks for your time. Stay safe.